Alex Jones here to Maga. Ask me anything, and let's take down the globalists together. Hello high energy centipedes. I think that at this point I don't need an introduction. I'm Alex Jones, fierce defender of liberty and staunch supporter of Donald Trump and his policies. We are living in the best timeline. Trump is following through on his promises with a blitzkrieg of action. He is under relentless attack by the globalists and the so-called mainstream media. We must back him up and show the world that America can truly be great again. Please start asking your questions in this thread. We'll get to as many as we can. Mr. Jones. Thank you for all of your hard work in educating and enlightening the masses. Your commitment to defending liberty and fighting globalism is second to none. I credit InfoWars for helping me to become a more informed, politically active citizen. Here's my question. In 2011, Andrew Breitbart tweeted about John Podesta's ties to pedophilia. However, at times, you have dismissed Pizzagate. Can you explain your thoughts on John Podesta, Comet Ping Pong, and pedophilia in Washington, D.C.? This is what the media does, because of what we've seen with every other thing that they've misrepresented over and over again. Over 10,000 emails came out from Podesta, talking about kids in hot tubs and hot dogs, referring to exploited kids. The media is trying to create disinformation and covering it all up, because there may be many top officials implicated in Pizzagate. I don't necessarily believe that specific pizza places are necessarily hiding kids in their basements. These stories may be creating disinformation to discredit Pizzagate. Watch the full video response here and support the InfoWar. Alex. What is the biggest conspiracy that you have covered over the past couple of decades, that even you thought couldn't be true, but that turned out to be real? The elite believe that they are communicating with interdimensional creatures, and they believe that they have to kill everyone to get to the super technology. The psychopath cosmology is not to have kids and live on through them, but that you must kill and enslave people to get ahead. Prove you're evil, prove you're hateful, you're just this god killing everyone. Hello Mr. Jones. Long-time listener, first-time caller. 2 questions for you. Any plans on getting an InfoWars person in the White House press room for the daily briefings? Second question, do you think Kevin McMuffin is behind the leaking and inquisition of Milo? McMuffin is everything we stand against, total puppet. How the WH press corps works is they say, oh, we have to get a press pass so we finally matter. It's not cool to be in Washington. But we've got Jerome Corsi there now because we have to have a beachhead in DC to fight them. I talked to senior Trump people and they said they want Paul Watson there in DC. I'm not trying to go to DC, but they want us there. The media lies and says the WH revoked our credentials, but we haven't been issued them yet. We are in the process of building a DC bureau though, but this stuff isn't cheap and they are trying to censor us. Bill Clinton is a rapist. Just ordered some coffee from the InfoWars store. Anyways, I thoroughly enjoyed your podcast with Joe Rogan. Why do you think Apple took it down during the first week? What forces are in play in that decision-making process? Thanks Alex, you're a true patriot and we all appreciate what you do. Steve Jobs wouldn't even let his kids have iPads for starters. Steve Jobs was murdered on record because he knew about the globalist plans. Joe Rogan brought up how they killed people, so they blocked and censored it. Hi Alex, back in the year 2000, Microsoft was investigated by the Justice Department for monopolistic practices, all because they pushed for a single internet browser. The result was Microsoft being heavily restricted, with government bureaucrats regulating what Microsoft did for years. While extreme, today, we currently have huge oligarchies in the corporate world that are complete monstrosities compared to what Microsoft did. These include Facebook, Twitter, Google, Amazon, Apple, Reddit, etc. Trump has actually fought monopolistic practices. He took on and sued the NFL and made them admit they were a monopoly, but nothing really came of it after that. He definitely has a vendetta against monopolistic practices. Do you think the Trump administration will take action against these massive companies impugning on our free speech and right to free choice and competition? And if he does, how will his administration take them on? Bill Gates did all that antitrust stuff on purpose. They invented very basic computer systems in the 1850s. They had systems engineered for the purpose of controlling humans through their predictable behaviors. Antitrust laws have existed since the 1960s, which the operating system schematics were given to Microsoft through DARPA, who also Bill Gates' father actually helped fund Planned Parenthood, the head guy who funded the satanic eugenics programs. Google was set up as a search engine to transcript all phone calls for searchability, and apply this to the Internet and Telecom Hub. That's how they ran this through and set all this up. But at the top, They admit that the public just wants to eat food and not work, so they are aware that vaccines have cancer-causing chemicals. I believe in humanity. Trump was supposed to lose the election and free press was supposed to be destroyed, but now they have to intimidate Trump and try to shut the whole thing down. All we can do is defend internet freedom and free speech. Mr. Jones, in 2015, you scored bombshell interviews with Donald Trump and Matt Drudge. Can you reveal how you landed these interviews? It's not about who I am, they came to us. Trump just wants to connect to a spirit who is good. He needs the energy, that's why he keeps holding rallies. They, globalists/elite, hate the fact that every night President Trump stays up for hours listening to me and Drudge and Rush and others. They hate people being happy, they hate the family, they hate anything good. This is real, this isn't a game. There aren't many people who can handle the level of attack when you go after this stuff. Alex. Years ago on air you drew up a pyramid of power and named names at the top of the capstone, to the minions under them and so on, and explained how it works with compartmentalization and all the rest. Any way you could do an updated version of this tonight? There are so many people new to all this that I think it could come in handy. Day 1 Trump said he's going to loan $1 trillion to small businesses, but the State Department and the Federal Reserve are completely ignoring President Trump and making excuses. Alex, do you think Sweden has a chance to make it now with Trump's comments about us leading to so many people, who had previously been unaware of the refugee crisis, finally knowing what's been going on? I know for a fact that Trump does troll the media. Trump did bring attention to the fact that Sweden has the highest rapes in the Western world. Sweden seems to have a fetish for everything that isn't white, just because they are so white. Importing massive numbers of refugees who don't share in egalitarian values is destroying Sweden, such as cultures that don't respect women as we do in the West is despicable. Alex. I'm begging you for a favor. Colorado is ducked up. Can you please try to shine a light on it? There are more and more stories coming out about illegals committing heinous acts. While I know that Colorado is not alone in this, I truly believe that we would make an excellent battleground state for ICE to start hitting hard. The illegals brazenly taunt their status, their welfare benefits, their under-the-table cash jobs, and the crimes they commit. It's a F-king problem. Colorado is full of moderate and conservative people that have been overrun by California and Illinois liberals and their illegal immigrant slaves. Right now, there's a F-king woman that has committed identity theft taking up sanctuary in a church. The F-king Denver Post made no mention of it and published a puff piece on her as if she's some human rights symbol. Please. Colorado has enough conservative support where we could actually turn it back around. We are one of the few purple states that we could bring back to common sense. Will you help? Alex, we know Trump's campaign promises, but what do you predict Trump will do once he achieves them all? I think Trump will roll over and die. That's his big mission that he will complete, his purpose in life. He'll let his kids have the big golden arch. That's a great opportunity to pass on. Trump wants the average person to succeed. As a super alpha male, he wants to take on the oppression head on. That's why his enemies are consistently trying to bring him down. Trump cannot lose at this point. You can tell he's in a lot of pain spiritually. Trump doesn't feel good when people fail. Trump is on his knees before God. When the whole world is being offered to him, he wants everyone to succeed. Trump loves God, humanity, and beauty. He loves the true beauty that God gives us. Mr. Jones. Listening to the fake stream media would leave one to believe that you are absolutely insane. In fact, while you are definitely incredibly passionate, I would say you're far from insane. Jesus, I mean Bill Maher has been giving credit to himself for taking down Milo for a poor choice of words he chose, but is literally proven to have also made a bad joke about pedophilia. The hypocrisy on the left is the real insanity. My question: how do you think people can effectively smash through the fake stream news narrative to actually convey the truth to people? It seems these days that it's very hard to find. Thank you for your time and keep fighting the good fight. If you look at the narcissism of MSM hosts like Chris Hayes, he looks at you like you're pathetic. Don't feel powerful that you're better than these people. Thank God that you're better than these people. Go volunteer in a soup kitchen, bring a dog to an old folks' home. Want to get close to God, help others. They don't have the bleeding heart. Those who are with Christ have the bleeding heart. The power you gain from selling out is nothing. We have smashed the enemy, but it's not about us, it's about the pure connection. If you want to be good, it's all there. Thanks for the IamA, Alex. Is the American government going after George Soros and his family yet? Is it being kept quiet to keep him and his family complacent? Soros, when he was a teen, rounded up thousands of Jewish families for the Nazis. Soros is just a frontman for really satanic forces behind him. There are forces that control trillions of dollars who could crash it all, but then where would things be? Smart people like Trump know to give them the rule. It escalates and escalates. We have to point all this out, which is why Soros hasn't been taken out yet. He has kill switches in place. Soros is pretty much the living dead. He's just a symbol of the deep state that serves Satan. Hey Alex, long-time listener, since right after September 11, 2001. First of all, thank you for taking the time to do this AMA, especially considering how full your plate has been lately. Yesterday on your show, Mike Cernovich emphasized the primacy of us meeting up with like-minded people to organize and support Trump and his agenda, and create an optical counterpoint to howling mobs of paid leftist provocateurs. My question is this: have you thought about the effectiveness of a website where patriots can network with one another for demonstrations and political action? I know that was built into Planet InfoWars a while back, but it wasn't the focus of that site. Something along the lines of Meetup, where it is solely for Trump supporters to meet like minds and organize meetings, protests, political actions, etc. Not saying at all you should take this on, just wondering about your thoughts on the efficacy of this idea? We can crowdfund for the costs, development, bandwidth, maintenance, and get some good IT and programming people to put something together. Putting this out in the ether also for any centipedes that are so financially or skillfully inclined. Have a hidden camera, go to a city council meeting, follow the mayor to a bar. Go out, be involved, confront the bullies. Don't let them intimidate us. Start your own blog, start your own website, empower humanity. Don't get involved in infighting, speak the truth. /Alex Jones Info Warrior. Thank you for what you do. Twitter has a Trust and Safety Council, which is just code for suppression of free speech. The Dilbert guy has a great article about Twitter and how they have algorithms to censor. Facebook openly admits that they censor anti-migrant information. Reddit is littered with share blue. I posted facts about Sweden and was immediately downvoted and banned. 4chan is filled with shills. It's becoming cumbersome and annoying. I just saw IamA Horowitz debate Don Lemon on CNN about Sweden. Don Lemon actually called Amy's facts fake news while holding back his paperwork of facts. Amy asked to see the papers after he questioned CNN's facts. He was sitting next to him, and Don actually refused. This is absurd. There's literally nowhere for us to talk except for here, and even then, we are suppressed and censored from reaching the front page. What do? Yo Alex, when you refer to the white paper, would you mind posting those in the future? I would really like to educate myself so that I can prove to others that this whole global agenda really does exist. Also, would you consider having someone permanently on your show to co-host similar to Joe Rogan? I love you, but you tend to ramble, and Joe really helped you focus and slowly break down the scenario to us normies. FYI, I bought one of the AR lowers, and it's legit. Hi Alex, long-time listener here. Could you please give your commentary on Mike Pence? Do you think he is legit or a globalist at heart? When President Trump floated the idea of running New World Order Gingrich, he was met with huge criticism, and then announced Mike Pence as his running mate a day or two later. They seem very different personalities, and I had always considered Mike Pence a pretty mainstream Republican, so sort of an odd fit with the president. What is your view? I have liberal professor that makes us watch John Oliver videos every day at the beginning of class. I can't express how psyched I was when he said, we should shake it up and get some viewpoints from the other side of politics, and pulled InfoWars up. He refuses to play any more of your videos, no matter how much I bug him. I guess you are too high energy for a class full of SJWs and a failed poet of an instructor. Keep it up Alex, you're my favorite. I gotta ask, what's your favorite color? Alex, paid shills are taking over every online message board to gaslight people to push socialism. Paid shills are running obviously non-organic protests to Trump, against cops, against everything good for our country. Paid shills are creating class division in a classless society. At this point, when I am browsing the internet, and also in life, leftism seems like a militant religion. Like radical Islam, those who don't agree with leftism fully are an unforgivable sin, and deserving of eternal punishment by any means necessary. Why is this obvious information warfare tactic so effective to those on the left? What is going on? Alex, what are your views on democracy and capitalism? I'm of the disposition that democracy doesn't work, and at this point in history, where the human race is under threat from so many factors all indirectly caused by democratic systems, that literally any other system would be preferable. Arguing about what should replace it, I believe, is a distraction that allows for the elite to continue what they are doing, while the rest of us squabble over the internet waxing philosophical about what should replace the current broken world system. I guess my question is, do you support democracy as the best form of human governance, and if not, what in your opinion is the better alternative?